Who's ready for some controversy?
You're ready to get us from the frying pan into the fire, Joe? Let's do it.
Welcome to our surprise live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome.
Yes, hello.
Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto on the Couch, where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way, every single time I clear the store of denim, you'll be alerted to it. I'm super denim-y today.
Nice.
I'm even wearing the jean shorts to go with this denim top.
Gloria said purple. Are you referring to, should we do
right here?
No, I don't. I put a question up in Mighty Network. Should we have the purple background or the green background?
Purple or green?
On our podcast. I wonder if I can put it in here.
I don't know. I'm glad you decided right now to determine.
Well, because I need to submit it to the person.
Yeah.
So we have that one, and then
that's steak. That's always good.
We're taking that one out.
All
okay.
Right. I think
so. You guys can let us know. We put this into Mighty Networks, but here's what we need to know: we need to submit our podcast art.
Yes.
To the people who are helping us do the podcast. Oh, it's on green screen. So that's supposed to be green. That's the problem. It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
So because if we do this one, that's supposed to be green. So
yes.
that won't work. Oh, well, I forgot because we're using green screen. But yeah, so a lot of people, I think, want the purple background. See the purple background, and they say it's easier on the eyes.
Good. So I trust you guys
We
completely.
can always change it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are on track to launch our podcast the very last week of August. So I'm super excited. We've got 1 episode down, 3 more to film or to record. Okay.
Anthony says, unless we go Hulk green. If we go Hulk green.
Hulk green isn't part of our colors.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a lime green.
Yeah, it's limey.
So there's some controversy brewing around, and it actually started last night on Dr. Barry's live stream.
Yeah.
So last time, I happened to be blessed to be a moderator on Dr. Barry's live stream, and somebody put a thing in Dr. Barry's chat that said, there's maltodextrin in Redmond Relight. And Dr. Barry was like, not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. And Nisha was like, I don't think so. And I pulled out my package and I was like, nope, there's no maltodextrin in here. And it turns out there is a touch of maltodextrin in the natural flavors that Redmond uses. They do have it on their website. They've disclosed it on their website.
Too honest. That's the problem.
That's the problem, is they're too honest.
Too honest. It was the same thing with Keto Chow, right? When they were like, this may come in contact with a machine that's had like a wonky oil. It's not their product, but it's come in contact. So even if it's like infinitesimal amount, everybody just sees maltodextrin and they're thinking like, this is the same as the Reese's peanut butter cups from Reese's, right? It's like, it's got terrible ingredients.
And so here's the thing about natural flavors.
Yes.
They can hide a lot in natural flavors. Not only can they hide a lot in natural flavors, but the companies many times don't know what the ingredients in and I'm not talking about the company that makes the flavoring. For example, I have the label hidden. This is a flavoring company.
Right.
Okay. This is a super concentrated flavoring. Okay. So that you can see, and like, you're not even gonna be able to see it. But this is a super concentrated flavoring.
That little tiny amount.
They do not like to tell the company that's using their flavoring what is in their product because proprietary. Right?
It's a proprietary blend.
So a lot of times a company like Redmond or Element or Keto Chow or other companies will purchase flavorings and they don't know what's in it. Sometimes they can inquire. For example, Keto Chow inquired about coffee and caffeine and stuff like that. And that's why they're in the process of making some changes, because they found out, for example, caramel macchiato, when we created it for Keto Chow, we stated There is no coffee in this. There is no caffeine. We intentionally didn't use coffee or caffeine because we wanted everybody to be able to enjoy it. And it turns out there is a ridiculously tiny amount. Like, you're going to get more coffee and caffeine in your body walking into a restaurant that sells it and somebody sneezing.
Yeah.
But
still
there. So Keto Chow is doing something about that. Redmond has disclosed on their website that their natural flavors, which is a tiny little amount of their Relight, contains different types of fruit juices and stuff. You can go to the frequently asked questions on their website, and it says that the flavored ones have whatever the flavoring is, and then they use a touch of non-GMO corn maltodextrin to bind it. It's basically plated to that.
Right.
My opinion is it is going to have to be a tiny amount because it's 0 carbs. And the benefits of the electrolytes for me personally far outweigh it. There's natural flavors in almost everything. If you go to Costco and buy a chicken, there's natural flavors in it. Cans of chicken, there's natural flavors in it. If you really want to avoid it, you need to avoid anything that has natural flavors because so much stuff is hidden in natural flavors.
Well, and it's the purpose of this live stream is that we don't spiral. Because some people are like, I've got to be completely perfect in everything. And
it's impossible.
It's impossible. It will drive you nuts. It will make you worried and paranoid about everything. So we're thinking like, hey, we're not just going to be like, hey, we like it. Let's do a little science experiment.
We're going to do an experiment. And here's the reason we did this, because it was spiraling out of control on our Facebook page. Where people are like, no wonder my glucose is up. And so we decided to do an experiment to see, does this stuff affect our glucose? Will it affect our glucose? But we're not going to actually test our blood. We're going to test it a little bit more detailed.
Right.
So we're going to test it that way. But again, I am not going to stop using it because, again, it's such a tiny amount. And I've got to think about everything else I'm exposed to. I personally give props to Redmond for putting on their website, hey, in our natural flavors, this is there.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to. I have made the comment to Chris Bear, why are you putting on your label canola oil when you know it's not in your product? It's just a lubrication for the machine for natural flavors. And he's like, because we want to be upfront and honest.
Yeah.
But that ingredient never actually makes their product. It's not in the product.
Now, a person who is super concerned with natural flavors is probably also concerned with sweetener in general.
You wouldn't
right?
be having sweetener.
So you're probably, if you're somebody that's concerned about it, you could always leverage non-flavored things. Redmond has capsules that doesn't have any flavoring in them at all. You can use Keto Chow electrolyte drops. There is nothing in there. There is an unflavored Redmond that you know, you don't have to worry about any flavorings, any sweetener. And you know, hey, it's a great thing to think about as we go forward with beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. If you're joining us for that challenge, part of that challenge is try to work the sweeteners out.
Right.
What I don't want is for people to say, I am going to abandon all electrolytes in general, because that's going to be a problem.
It's my opinion is it's like liver.
Yeah.
The nutrients in liver far outweigh the fact that there's 6 carbohydrates in 4 ounces of liver. Before we get into the experiment, oh, by the way, so we're going to get into the chat. I've reached out to the 3 major companies that we work with that we like their electrolytes.
I'm going to grab Caleb really quickly because I don't think he realizes how loud he is on his video games.
So Redmond Relight has it on their website that the natural flavors portion, which is the second to last ingredient of their product, has natural flavors. Now, Dr. Berry, somebody asked Dr. Berry last night on their live stream, what do you do when there's natural flavors in meat? For example, buying a Costco chicken or buying lunch meat. He said, look and see where on the ingredient list is it. If it's like the 6th thing buried deep and there's 1 or less than 1 carbohydrate, he's like, don't worry about it. If it's the 2nd ingredient and there's 4 grams of carbohydrates and there's a bunch of added sugar, then there's probably a lot of maltodextrin in it. But he's like, if you see maltodextrin in the natural ingredients and it's buried deep down, it's going to be an infinitesimal amount. That's what he said on his live stream, not regarding Redmond, regarding natural flavors or maltodextrin in meat products like deli meat or hot dogs, things like that. So,
Caleb says, sorry.
oh, so Redmond has it on their website. I reached out to Element. So here's what Element said. If I can pull it up on my notes. It says our flavored Element electrolytes use a tiny amount of maltodextrin as a flavor carrier. And by tiny, let me put it in this context. I know many folks in the keto verse use our product and they may imagine their pancreas are exploding due to the exposure to an immediately high glycemic load of carbohydrate. There are many devils in those dancing on pinhead details. Okay, 1 teaspoon of maltodextrin has 4 grams of carbohydrates, similar to, say, sugar. Here's the thing. A stick pack of Element, there are a few milligrams of maltodextrin. There are 1,000 milligrams in each gram. I'm not sure if that's a great analogy, but here it goes. A gram is $1,000, a milligram is $1. If we have 4 milligrams of maltodextrin in 1 stick pack, you can fill 1,000 stick packs with the amount of maltodextrin that fills 1 teaspoon.
There you go.
This is, again, a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, which is 3 times larger. For reference, if we're assuming 4 grams of maltodextrin per stick pack, that teaspoon of maltodextrin is spread over 33 1/3 boxes of Element.
So,
and it's going to be similar for Redmond. So I grabbed a scale, which
is a teeny tiny one.
So this scale will go to, you're not going to be able to even measure what we need to measure because it doesn't measure that small. So we're going to go tare. And what do we have?
You got this thing? Oh, okay. This?
You know what? We're going to open up a Redmond. You can start looking at comments.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Progress over perfection. Rachel looks so cute in that shirt and way too young to be a grandma. God bless you, Lois. You made my day.
Okay, I can't even get it less than this, okay? But you can see like this tiny amount, okay? That is 0.002 grams. So that's like 0.20 gram or 0.02 grams. You can't even get it as small as it is. You're talking about like a quarter of that. I literally cannot measure the tiny amount in there.
And that's how much is in?
Right. So to give you an example, so he said there's 1,000 milligrams and there's 1,000 milligrams in a gram, right?
Right.
So here's Redmond. Here's Perfect Keto.
Ooh, that smells good. It's very black cherry.
That's a gram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you need to divide that by 1,000.
1,000.
Right.
And that's how much.
Okay. So here's our experiment. We got.
I feel like we're about to open.
You can leave that. You can
can.
Put some of that in there.
Scoop of it.
We're gonna go with this. We haven't even tried this yet, so hopefully it actually works. Here's Redmond.
This is the Perfect Keto.
Okay, so while we're doing this, I reached out to Perfect Keto. Perfect Keto does not bind their natural flavors to maltodextrin. So if you absolutely want an electrolyte that is flavored, then go with Perfect Keto.
Perfect Keto.
Okay, we do have a coupon code for Perfect Keto. What I will say is Perfect Keto has other ingredients in it. We also don't know what the other aspects of the natural flavors are. All they will tell you is they are not bound to maltodextrin, but they could be other chemicals. Redmond is saying it's actual fruits that have been dehydrated and bound to maltodextrin. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, so this is kind of a fun experiment, to be honest.
You want to see the chat while that kind of sits a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So down here. Momster said, I suspect I'm going to be yelling yes a lot in this video.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Hoofinette said, oh my gosh, I love surprises. I didn't even read the title because I was too excited to catch this.
Oh, thanks so much, Karen.
Okay, let's see. Momster said, actually, that person posted on 2 Crazy Ketos before the Dr. Berry Live.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I was in the Dr. Berry Live, and then I caught it afterwards. Hannah said, I'm so excited I caught this. I drink Element every day. So do I. I drink 3 or 4 of them. Anthony said, I had a grapefruit Element today. Switch to Redmond for less carbs. Yeah, because the Element does have carbohydrates in it.
Yeah.
Cheryl said, that is the problem with natural flavors. You never know what's in it, which is why we kind of, when we read an ingredient, we're like, natural flavors.
Because what's natural about it?
You don't know. Oh, Blaine votes green for the background.
Oh, Blaine, I'm so happy to see you.
Anthony said, I will take the natural flavors over the heart palpitations I get from low electrolytes any day.
Same.
Don't pummel me for asking, as I understand we should know, but considering what we all know.
Click on it for Jody.
Huh? It's because it's the way it is. Considering what we all are in the standard American diet, and we all do at one point, how much these tiny amounts matter. That is my point. They don't. You're going to get more stuff taking a shower. Because when you take a shower, like, are you making your own soap out of lard or out of beef tallow? And are you using any kind of essential oils? Because all of that is going to have stuff in it. Jason said Costco chickens are going to have more maltodextrin in them than a Relight does.
That's very true.
Right. What is this one? 2Fix MJ. Oh, I finally figured it out.
Awesome.
On the other hand, too little to make a difference on one hand, too little to make a difference. On the other hand, a bit scary that we didn't know what was really in our food supply. And again, it was there, just nobody noticed it. Nobody paid attention.
Yeah, it was on their website.
Yeah, Pat said, strive for perfection, but know you are never going to achieve it.
Yeah.
Momster said, I'm sad to say this, but many people in the keto sphere are headed for orthorexia.
You're right,
I agree.
Which
you want to
is
say what that is?
It's a obsession. It really becomes an eating disorder with like getting it perfect.
Right.
You're absolutely right. People can really mop themselves into a corner and just like their mind is just racing over like how perfect is it?
Yeah.
You know?
Lois said, progress over perfection. Rachel looks so cute in that shirt and way too young to be a grandma. That's what happens when you read it early.
I'll read that comment 4 or 5 times.
Janet has a subscription to Element. Deb said, Redmond does not spike my glucose. Starbucks egg bites do. So do McDonald's chicken nuggets do spike, and heart racing, lots of maltodextrin in those products.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's not all the same. We hear the word, but there's different, levels.
Maitreya said, I have no reaction from flavored electrolytes. I test because of part of seizure control is tied to blood sugars and high ketone levels.
That is great. That is a proactive thing. Just because something says, hey, this is safe, that does not excuse us from doing our due diligence as individual people and testing ourselves.
And believe me, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay. I would love them to take the maltodextrin out.
Yeah.
I may mention it to them when I see them on Thursday.
Yep.
Hey, get the maltodextrin out. I know that they've always worked to to improve their flavor. I'll probably say something to Element too. I don't really have a relationship with Element like I do with Redmond, but I will say it. Well, they're going to listen to me? I doubt it. But then again, I look at Keto Chow. Keto Chow listens to people. And I know that I look at Robert from Keto Brick. He listens to people. So, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's what we've got. This is going to be fun. We've got a cheap glucose meter.
Super cheap. You can get it at Walmart.
How much was it?
$9.
You bought it today.
$9.
You can't really do this with the expensive meters because you can't really fool them. But basically what we're going to do is try to fool this that we're checking blood. And it's going to tell you what's in this. Now,
direct
think
product.
You would put this in your body so it would be even more watered down.
But it's kind of interesting that these cheap meters are super sensitive.
Okay. We're going to let those sit, and we're going to do them last. And we're going to have some fun with some other stuff first. So put them off to the side.
All right. Okay, I want to make sure I line up. So this is Redmond, and then that's Element. Shot glasses, anyone? Oh, we gonna check regular old Coca-Cola.
We're gonna check Coke.
That's a great thing as a control, right? Because you're expecting that you're gonna have some sort of response.
Diet Mountain Dew.
Ooh, we about to move somebody's cheese right here.
I have no idea what the results on these are.
No, we're opening them. Milk?
Heavy whipping
cream.
I don't know if that one will even work.
Perfectly keto, but we will try it. Don't you be bringing in my black coffee.
Black coffee.
I don't want to hear no bad results from the black coffee.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that because I don't have another glass. We'll just have to dip one of those in there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here's what we have. These are
pee strips.
Glucose urine strips.
What you going to do with your pee strip once you're 2 weeks.
It's funny that this came
in.
up because we were going to make a short. I've been trying to figure out how to make YouTube shorts to show, like, has anybody ever gone to a restaurant and you order a Diet Coke and it comes and you're like, did that have sugar in it? If you carry these, it's a great way to check. Okay, so we're going to put one in here. We're going to put one in here. We're going to put one in here. And then you can go start pulling them out. Pull it out in there. Now pull it out and kind of dip it off.
Okay.
Okay, so green is negative.
So green for coffee.
Green.
Green for the milk. Green.
Green.
Green. And then here's soda. It's still going.
You got to let it dry.
Yeah, let it dry a little bit.
It's turning dark. You can see it's turning dark.
Because soda. But that's
just leave them behind because I know the other ones are.
But that's a nice way to be able to like test it with something else, but instead of your mouth, right?
These are in my way. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we're gonna do. We got these Lyons strips.
As you can see, this has turned red. The Coke has turned red.
Okay, so you want to test first Coke?
Yeah, let's try.
So we're gonna test Coke. Sometimes it's going to error, so we're going to have to keep doing strips.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're trying to make it think it's blood.
370
milligrams per deciliter of glucose in that little drop there of
It was literally
Coke.
one drop.
Okay.
All right. Let's try Diet Mountain Dew. It's a Q-tip. All right. What you got, Diet Mountain Dew?
What is the chat doing? 25.
So something is happening.
25
not like
milligrams
this.
per deciliter, which is pretty much nothing. Okay. That's not going to affect your blood glucose at all.
All right. Next up is the milk. ST Wong says, I need to carry pea strips. I decided to treat myself to a store-bought coffee with sugar-free syrup. I couldn't enjoy it because the whole time I was paranoid that they didn't give me sugar-free syrup.
Doing this as well is just as good.
And again, $9. Carry it in your purse.
E4.
We gotta do it again.
I don't know if heavy cream will work, but we're trying.
We trying it all.
I'm willing to waste all the strips.
Great way to test without
air. Okay, yeah. So milk won't work.
Milk is not working because there's nothing. The heavy whipping cream doesn't have something that it can pick up on.
Ready? Coffee.
Please. Nothing. No, nothing. No impact.
I found out recently that coffee can increase your glucose. 38.
So actually,
it's more
than a Diet Mountain Dew.
This is black coffee.
Black.
Okay.
Black coffee. So again, nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried about it.
Not worried about it.
What does that strip look like? Look at all the rest of these are all green.
This is Coke.
That's Coke.
I don't know if you can see it, but it is just like, it looks like the color of Coke.
Okay. Push all those to the side.
And I'm like, flip it off because it's not the liquid itself. It's literally turned it a dark, dark red.
Push all that to the side.
Okie dokie.
What is this one?
That one is Elements.
Oh, that's the flavoring.
Got lots of little bottles around here. Water it down just a bit. There you go.
Okay, we're going to let that set.
Okay. This one is the red.
No, let's test this. Let's test them one at a time.
All right. Do you need me to open this up so you can get in there? This is the Element.
This is super scientific, isn't it?
Right.
Low. So Element registers it low, and it has maltodextrin in it. So coffee registers more glucose than Element.
Than the Element. Hear that. Because
and Element has carbs in it.
Black coffee.
What does the pea stick at?
Green.
Okay.
Green. Next up is Redmond's. This is the one that's under debate. This is the one that
started the whole thing.
Yes.
Well, Element's got the same ingredients.
Yeah.
Take that. Do. Low.
Low. This is the same thing. So again, your black coffee is registering higher than the electrolytes.
Okay, next one.
The next one, this is perfect keto. This one, it does not have.
What was Redmond's key stick?
Green.
Okay.
Green, nothing. This is the perfect
I've never
keto.
tried that flavor. We're going to drink that flavor in a minute.
I know. Why not?
Do.
Turn it a little bit because it's like got a glare. Low. There you go.
So I would not worry about your electrolytes.
Yeah. I mean,
My opinion, and again, this isn't like super scientific, but we saw with a glucose meter that coffee was 38, Diet Mountain Dew was 25, Coca-Cola was ridiculous. You might as well just put an IV of sugar
right into your veins, literally a drop of it.
Okay.
So, but we just thought it was important.
Oh, did we check coffee this way? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Do you want to finish that?
I do want to finish it.
It's black coffee.
I know.
Okay.
So
here you go.
Again, the best thing that I can answer any type of fear with is like, let's deal with it, right? Let's shed some light on it. Let's see it, in its proper context so that we can make an educated decision.
Is it okay to be upset that there's maltodextrin in the natural flavors? Yes.
So my says, what about Zip Fizz? I have a Zip Fizz.
You want to make a Zip Fizz?
I'll go make a Zip Fizz.
Make a Zip Fizz and I'll go through comments. Mary said, I went to buy Allulose. There was a brand that was so cheap and double the carbs of the more money brand. It was the natural flavors. I stayed away, but other products I would buy. I look at carbs. Yeah. Katie said, doesn't help that I need to prep food for someone who doesn't eat keto. Bubbles says, Rachel, where are your glasses? So we are not really wearing our glasses when we do live streams because the reflection of these lights, like here's my glasses right here. The reflection of these lights can be annoying. And so until I figure a way to remount them so that we can not have them shining in our eyes, but get the proper amount of light, we just don't wear them when we do live streaming and when we're doing a video. If we are vlogging, we do wear them. These at least have blue light protection in them, but they're not as good as the better brands out there.
All right.
Which one was the perfect keto? Because I've never had that.
It's that one.
We have like glasses of everything everywhere.
So
water down before you put anything in there. Water down that milk. Let's see if we can get the heavy cream. Can you just put some of that in there?
And I figure if there's anything wrong with a Zip Fizz, it'll be the grape flavor. The grape flavor's got to be holding all of the bad stuff, right? Because grape. Okay. So I don't know how you guys open up your Zip Fizz, but I used a bottle opener to open mine.
I don't know if heavy cream. I grabbed heavy cream at the last second. So heavy cream registers as low when you water it down.
All right. Shake, shake. Autumn does this best. I cannot shake a Zip Fizz like Autumn shakes a Zip Fizz.
Okay. Joanna, what a surprise. Sarah said, I am not giving up my electrolyte grapefruit. And neither am I.
No, but we wanted to just make sure.
We wanted to kind of calm people's nerves.
Yeah.
And we wanted to this is not trying to protect a company, okay?
No.
I don't care about protecting a company. I love Keto Chow, and I actively tell people do not do Keto Chow for 3 meals a day as your sole source of nutrition unless you absolutely have to. It's not a great way to lose weight. So I don't care about This is about calming people down. That let's not stress the little stuff. For example, I have a football draft in 40 minutes, so I have to get off within 35 minutes. I was at a meeting with my crew on Sunday, and we were talking about a rule. And so as an official for high school sports, I have been trained, and the way I officiate is, does it impact the play? So if you know anything about football, you have your chain side and you have the press box side. The ball's on the chain side, and there's a hold 50 yards on the other, side towards the back. The ball is up here. The hold is here. I'm not calling the hold. No good official will call the hold. Why? It didn't matter. It didn't impact the play. Now, if it's safety related, that's different. So we were talking about, you have to, if you're doing a substitution, you have to be completely off the field before the snap. And so we were talking about what happens if the kid gets to the edge of the field and he's still 1 foot on the field when the snap happens. Should we call that? And my answer is, don't look for a fly on the poop. Right?
Really? Okay, yes.
That's not the word I use,
right, but thank you.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Let's not stress this. Don't go looking for stuff.
Yes.
I mean, if it's a big thing and maltodextrin is a main ingredient, if sugar is a main ingredient, if you pick up a packaged product in the store and the main ingredient or the third ingredient, like Hellmann's avocado oil mayonnaise, is canola oil, don't have it. But if it is all the way down on the bottom and it's the very last ingredient and still 0 carbs, don't worry about it. That's why I don't worry about sugar and bacon.
So Devin has a great question before we do this. Says, Rachel, is it okay to use stevia in your coffee on keto? Will it take me out of ketosis?
No.
It will not. And here's the thing. We did a video a while back, quite a while back, where we showed you our ketones. We ate a totally keto meal. It was like hamburger, and I think it was eggs, a little bit of cheese, like as keto as you can get. And then we, after that meal, tested our ketones again, and the ketones were lower. Was that keto meal kicking us out of ketosis?
Your ketone should always go down when you eat a meal.
Exactly, no matter what you're eating.
Why? Because when you measure your blood ketones, you are measuring excess ketones in your blood, ketones that you're not using. Your body will utilize them before the food that you bring in. So when you eat, it's going to use them, and then a little while later, it'll produce more ketones. It's also why if you drink a 0 carb alcohol and then test your blood, generally your ketones won't move. They'll stay the same. And then everyone's like, but 0 carb alcohol doesn't kick me out of ketosis. Technically, it does. If you can have a 2.0 ketone reading and drink 3 shots of alcohol and then have a 2.0 ketone reading, and I hate to say this, you are not in the definition of ketosis, because the definition of ketosis is
burning fat for fuel.
No.
Well, I don't know what you're trying to ask me.
Utilizing ketones.
Yes. Well, because of
for fuel.
Oxidative priority, it's dealing with the alcohol first.
Right. So utilizing ketones for fuel. So if you take alcohol, you're not utilizing ketones for fuel because, like Rachel said, oxidative priority.
Yeah.
So you're going to burn the alcohol, which means the ketones just sit in your blood until you're done with all the alcohol. Ready?
Yes.
Do you really want to know the answer to this?
Well, if it's grape, I'm just going to, you know what? I drink
It's going to be all flavors.
I drink fruit punch, so it's different.
I'm in so much trouble later because I put you on the spot.
I know, you totally did.
Ready?
Yes. Click it because it's like there's a glare.
48.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. So
dang it.
You might not want to be drinking Zip Fizz.
Crap on a cracker.
Especially on a fast.
Oh, dang it. Wow.
Now, is that horrible?
No.
It's not Coke.
But I'm surprised it's more than a Diet Mountain Dew.
What is that saying?
It's blue. Where's the thingy? Oh, no. It's still no.
It's still, nothing,
it's still no. So, I mean, am I going to still drink a Zip Fizz? Yes. Probably not grape, not ever. But like, that's interesting. So if you are like, hey, I'm just using Zip Fizz, then you might want to move to Redmond or Element or Perfect Keto Electrolytes.
Yeah. Kendrick said, as Dr. Saladino has said, food is dosed in the kilograms while supplements are dosed in milligrams. Until your food is perfect, stop stressing tiny stuff.
Yeah, that's always interesting too, because I think sometimes people get like really ticky-tack over this, and then, they'll eat honey glazed ham.
Right.
Right? Or something else that's kind of like wonky.
Angie said, I react to most sweeteners with a glucose spike, but I can use keto chow electrolyte drops every day with no
reactions.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
there's nothing in it. And it depends on what you call a spike. I've seen glucose on myself go up 20 points drinking water. I've seen my glucose go up 20 points sitting at the desk. So to me, that's not a spike because there's too many things that impact your glucose. And also, these things have a margin of error of 20 points. So you can test your glucose.
Zevia? Let me go look. I think we have a Zevia.
You can test yes, in the down below. You can test your glucose and it be 100, but it could be 80, it could be 120. I can tell you, Rachel and I have to put everything on my computer so I can edit it on the plane tomorrow. But I can tell you that we just finished an entire week of testing 6 different types of exogenous ketones to see which one is the best one. And there was one time where we literally sat here and test on me because I'm like, that seemed really, really high. Like I was like 1.9. I'm like, let me check it again. And I literally checked it, and 10 seconds later it was 1.5, and then 10 seconds later it was 1.3. So there is a huge margin of error on these things. In fact, when we were wrapping it up this morning, Rachel and I privately said, I'm really glad that I'm not a diabetic, and the fact that I have to, I have to rely on. We have like so much stuff here.
There's so much liquid. I will move stuff away, but
We'll get rid of some.
Look
of
what else
stuff.
I'm bringing.
Okay.
Celsius.
Well, I measured my glucose with that. That's in the vlog that's supposed to come out today.
Oh, okay.
But I was talking about, just put it over there on the side.
Well, I'm gonna move it.
So, but yeah, it's scary how off these things could be. For example, like, let's say, I'm wearing a CGM. Where is it? So it says my glucose is a 79, but it's pretty flat, but I've checked it where it's a 79 and literally within 2 minutes it's a 95 and I didn't eat anything. So I wouldn't look more of that kind of stuff. If your glucose goes to 102 or something like that, you're not having a spike. I had a long conversation with Dr. Berry and Dr. Boz in Orlando because I'm like, my A1C has gone from a 5.2 to a 5.6 and I have not had grains or sugar in almost 6 years. Why? And they're like, you're under stress. That's why. But so long as it's pretty flat, there's no way I'm pre-diabetic. It's not even possible. If you look at my CGM, it ranges anywhere between 75 and 90 constantly. So how could I possibly be a pre-diabetic? It's just not possible. Momster said I use the cheap meter method and have for years. Never trust a drive-through soda.
That's smart.
Are we really doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope said just purchased some of the Keto Chow Daily Minerals last week. I love those things.
Can't go wrong. If it is a concern.
Anthony said I'm so invested right now.
I know, right? We're in it to win it.
Elegano said, is Rachel going to drink the extra black coffee?
You know I will. It's right over here. Because, yes, it's mine. It's on my side. I don't even give it back to Joe's side.
He said not after, possibly not after having a test strip. We don't care. Gloria said, citrus-flavored electrolytes give me heartburn. Which one are we going with first? I'm
Want to do Zevia?
Okay, well, you have 4 things and I have 2 Q-tips, so I'm going to have to remember to flip them over.
There's some more over there.
Oh, I have the whole box.
I brought the whole box. Because I didn't know how crazy this was going to get. So Zevia first.
Just do it like this.
Okay. All right. Come on now, creamy root beer. Don't screw me.
Of all the ones, low.
Low!
So all the ones you're going to open up is that? Okay, move that to the side.
Robin says, this is way more fun than mowing my grass. I agree. Okay, so cheers to your health.
Okay, so this is G-Fit. The only reason I have this is it was free at Cumberland Farms. I got it for Anthony.
No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners or flavors, no added colors.
Do not drink Gatorade for electrolytes.
This is an excellent source of vitamins A and C, Joe.
Ready? There's 2 carbohydrates in a serving, and there's
4 in the container.
And no, I said and there's 66 Do not drink Gatorade. For electrolytes.
Like, I mean, oh my gosh, that is so. We could.
If you to get 1,000 milligrams of potassium from Gatorade, you need to drink. I think it was 32 servings.
Yeah.
Which is like 16 servings and 32 total carbs.
And they're saying this is water, clarified watermelon juice concentrate.
Next up.
Super healthy.
You opened my Celsius.
I did. It's going down, sir. Here we go. It actually looks like pee.
I've never tried that flavor. I know this didn't open. I'm telling what's in the vlog. 20.
Oh, yes! Yes, not bad.
So
I will take it.
Lower than coffee.
Lower than coffee, lower than Zip Fizz.
Yep. So drink your Celsius.
Is that the message? Drink your Celsius.
I will drink this tonight.
There'll be no living with Joe or John Paul at this point. Michelle's going to be like, okay, awesome. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Drink responsibly.
Jeff said, my fear for the artificial 0-calorie sweeteners isn't a glucose spike, but instead an insulin response that turns off fat burning and drives appetite with blood glucose plummets. Yes. So it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Now, there's no real way of knowing whether or not you suffer from the cephalic insulin response, which from all of my research is still only really a theory. But the best way around it is limit your 0-calorie sweeteners, including things like Element and stuff, to when you're eating.
Right.
To your
meal
eating
time
window. And during your fasting window, as Dr. Boz and Dr. Berry say, the only thing that should go in your mouth is water. Not even coffee. Like, if you want to have black coffee, fine, but you should not be, nothing else should go in your mouth.
I shouldn't drink 2 pots throughout the whole day.
Considering coffee has carbs in it, yes, coffee has carbs in it.
I don't like that.
That's the next test, is glucose test. I learned how to do a glucose test on coffee. And so that's after Omaha.
That's after you want to get some lovin's.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like don't come at me like, hey, give me a kiss. And also let's test.
First. I'll get the kisses first.
Yeah, get the kisses first before you test my coffee.
So my suggestion and what I do, the way I do it is I limit those drinks to during my eating window. But my thing is also that if you have an insulin response and you are no longer insulin resistant, for example, like me, then maybe my theory is completely off because I am not a doctor or a nurse or a health professional.
No, he's not.
But if I were to have an insulin reaction when I had a sweetener, maybe there is a doctor or nurse or a health professional who can answer. I'm going to actually ask Dr. Berry this. Shouldn't my glucose go down? Right? Because insulin would lower my glucose. So if I were to test my glucose and then test my glucose like 20 or 30 minutes later, shouldn't it go down if I were to have an insulin response? I don't know. I mean, it's just a question that I've been asking myself lately, because if I'm releasing insulin and I am not insulin resistant, I am insulin sensitive, which I am, then it should go down and it doesn't. So
that's interesting.
It's something to think about. But what I do is I limit it to my eating window, and then I don't have to worry about it. Mai said, I no longer order any type of soda, unsweetened iced tea, no lemon wedge, because you never know how old the lemons are.
Yeah. That can be a cleanliness thing too, because, you know, like if people touch it, depends on like how they put the lemons in the thing. I've seen people, and I love lemons in my water. Like I order it all the time. Anthony can tell you, like we've gone out to eat, I'm like lemon, like water with lemon all the time. But, you know, sometimes I've kind of like looked and I just noticed like, you know, a waiter or waiters just kind of like pick it up with their hands and put it in my drink. And I'm just like, oh, like, okay, Lord, please let them have washed their hands first, hopefully.
Jody said, thank goodness my Diet Mountain Dew isn't too bad. I know it's not the best, but I don't drink coffee and I'm working on weaning it out.
I hope this gives people some peace.
And again, you're talking about like, I will tell you, there is a vlog coming out as soon as Rachel previews it. While I'm doing my JV draft, where I do test Celsius. with my CGM and with a blood meter, and so you can see the results there.
Jen says, sigh. Joe always ruining all my self-indulgent fantasies. First, all heavy whipping cream has carbs. Then no such thing as net carbs. Now all the sweeteners are insulin triggers. I have nothing. I love it.
Anthony said, Joe, are those strips on Amazon? Is that a dumb question?
No.
The meter came from Walmart. Rachel ran and picked it up today.
It was $9.
And I am not going to take credit for the meter thing. That comes from Chris Bear. Because, well, I shouldn't say that. I tried it with my good meter. I actually was testing something else with my good meter. Oh, I was testing Celsius the other day.
And we couldn't
with
fool
my
it.
Keto Mojo, and it would not fool it. I'm like, I guess that won't work. And Chris said to me, the cheap meters
are more sensitive to
are more like sensitive. And so the cheap meters, and again, you think about it, because they could be all over the place. Like they're gonna, if you buy the cheap meter, now it can't be super bad. You know, I think it just has more of a margin of error than, for example, the Keto Mojo or something like that. But the strips, I think you can buy them in CVS, but I will tell you this. Wow, these are good for a long time. Is Chris Bear still in here?
Yeah.
Miriam is here.
Yes.
I swiped these off of Chris Bear 2 years ago when I was in Omaha, in Utah.
Really?
Yes.
That was kind of a douchey move.
Well, was it? He lent them to me,
and
they ended up in my backpack.
Were you like, hey, I'd like to pee on a stick in your house? Is that what you were doing?
We were testing soda in a restaurant.
Just be.
And somehow they ended up in my backpack.
Be careful if Joe's your friend.
But I'm telling you, like that was 2 years ago.
He may.
I think it was 2 years. Yes.
Steal your pee strips.
And these are good until June 30th of 2022, unopened expiration date. But they did change in the soda, so I'm not really worried about it. That's just when you would rely on
these ones. I purchased.
I'm wearing a CGM that's best by date was 2 years ago.
This one I purchased today, and it's good until 2024. So like all of our meter readings.
But so how much were the strips?
Brand spanking new. I want to say that
the meter was $9.
Yeah, I want to say that it was less than 15.
Okay, and there's a lot of strips.
50. There's 50 test strips in here.
Okay. I just use Keto Mojo because we've been doing a lot of ketone testing for experimental purposes, and so I have a ton of glucose strips with them. But also with Keto Mojo, the glucose strips are really cheap. If you buy only the ketone strips, it's like $45 for 60. But if you buy 60 glucose strips and ketone strips, it's like $60. And if you buy it on their website, it's like $55. So like you're paying like $10 for 60 strips.
All of these things are just, it's something that you could utilize, have in your purse, have in your car, just in case that you're like worried about something. I remember when Caleb had ordered a Diet Coke when he was keto during like senior year of high school and really being serious about it. And he was like, this doesn't taste right. He got a Diet Coke and he was like, this doesn't taste right. And so, we returned it. But the people at like the McDonald's where we got it were like, meh, sorry, our bad. And I was like, man, if you were diabetic, this would be really a problem, right? So, if you this is a cheap way to just kind of test without making an error.
Maitreya said, I drink Element or Relight or Ultima when cycling in the heat. Lately, I've been having water with keto chai drops, just wanting water. Somewhere there's an Ultima. I don't know where it is.
Oh.
Somewhere we have an Ultima.
We do.
I'm done with this. So.
Robin said, would be better for me to swipe fat off people's plates than to swipe pee strips. I do think that, like.
Yeah, Chris said if your blood glucose was over 500, they would hospitalize you with no question. And I mean, didn't whatchamacallit? Triple J's glucose was like 400 or something when he was diagnosed.
I think he had a spike to 500 too. Yeah.
No Zevia. We read all of these.
Yeah, the name of it was.
I am drink the perfect keto black cherry right now. Yeah, I've never had this before. It's really good. So this is the Rely On Premier Classic, $9 in Walmart. If you just want to have fun testing stuff, I think glucose is more important than ketones.
I'm gonna be sticking this in everything. Like maybe you do it. Maybe you spike.
Debbie said, "I agree. Totally agree."
Thank you.
Melinda said, just tested with my meter, got under a 20, which told me to contact a medical person. Yeah, because Your glucose, you're like dead.
Right. Way too low.
Kat said, I need more Relight, but so many flavors sold out at the moment. I know that they're having delays in shipping.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I ordered the organic garlic pepper. They're saying they're working on improving their shipping, the way they're doing it. And I ordered the organic garlic pepper, and it took like 10 days to ship. Juju said, if I have no problems with dairy, what, if any, the problem with having heavy whipping cream if I count the carbs in it? Nothing. No. I just understand there's carbs. I always tell people, every time you have heavy whipping cream, figure you have a carb. And here's the thing. I don't remember who I was talking to in Orlando about this. Nobody measures their heavy whipping cream. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody. 99% of people.
You know what I do? Usually is like, here, I'm going to pour it into the little spoon over my cup of coffee. Wink, wink. Oh, some spillover. My bad.
Here's how I measure heavy whipping cream.
A splash.
Right?
But like,
so here we go.
Some of us are
that
splashing.
Looks like about a tablespoon. And there's my second tablespoon.
And some of us are doing a wave pool, right? I'm kind of on a wave pool.
So just figure every time you put heavy whipping cream, it's at least a carb and you're fine. For me, if I can do that much heavy whipping cream in coffee, it won't bother me.
So Brianna,
if I drink it with keto chow or like a lot of it, it bloats me.
Brianna was asking, so what does dipping the pea strip, what if it turns green inside?
Green is there's no glucose. It's negative. So the darker the color it gets, up to brown, like Coke got brown. Then it's 2,000 or more.
Yeah. So here is Coke. And here is...
Yeah, and you're supposed to wait 30 seconds.
Electrolytes. You can see there's just like, it's green. It's like almost like a fluorescent green color, whereas this is like...
Maitreya likes the grape
dark
Zipfizz.
Brown. Man, Maitreya, I love you so much.
I can't wait to play board games with Maitreya.
I know, me neither. Joe, after KetoCon, you mentioned wanting a slushy machine. Dash makes one. Did you know that?
No, Yes, I know that, but I want the one that Dr. Boz had, like that one that you find.
The Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville one?
Yes. I looked for them. I found a couple on OfferUp, but they're like $400. Rachel's not letting me have that.
For slushy? You can have a...
Yeah, but you could have electrolyte slushies all the time.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking. You know what I always wanted for Christmas? A Snoopy snow cone machine. Never got one.
Your son bought one and returned it just recently.
Really?
Yes.
He said
it doesn't work.
It did not live up to the 5-year-old hype?
No. Jody said, this is a really great public service announcement. It means so much that you care about your community's mental health.
Thanks so much. Like it, because again, we are affiliates for Redmond. We share a link. If this is something bad, then we would drop like our relationship. That is something that we prioritize.
That's
we
read Maitreya's. I'm gonna go. I have about 10 minutes before I have to get on my thing.
Maitreya says, also several years ago, I tested myself on sweeteners. Now I have a YouTube where it might be valuable, but the idea of taking a teaspoon of liquid sucralose and stevia again makes me cringe. I will always and forever give props to Matt and Mega from Keto Connect. They actually tested all kinds of things. If you're looking to see like what is the reaction like people have to all the different kinds of sweeteners, I mean, they tested everything you can imagine. So definitely go check out. That's an older video, but it was like so helpful. They tested it so we don't have to.
I thought about one day, I talked about Dr. Barry, but he's like, do not do that. I thought of one day about eating like 200. I really thought about eating like 20 Smart Cakes cupcakes in a sitting. Just sit down and eat 20 of them.
What happens?
Which would be like 1,500 calories and almost 200 total carbs, but 0 net carbs, to see what it would do to me. Dr. Perry's like, do not to do that to you. But I've thought about, like, I give so much props to Steve from Serious Keto about the way he did all of like the tortilla, because I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm just not willing to do that to my body. Okay, we're going to test
sucralose, the liquid sucralose.
So this is 25% liquid sucralose. So it's 25% sucralose and 75% water. I have no idea about this one, but Maitreya got me thinking. This is what actually I was testing the other day, or I was trying with the Keto Mojo. Low.
This is the liquid sucralose.
So for those of you who are worried about liquid sucralose.
Yeah.
It's low.
It's low. So again,
I probably put more on here than I would put in my coffee.
Yeah, because I mean, if you've ever had like
it's 2 drops.
Liquid
2 drops is equal to 2 teaspoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annie said I live by the 80-20 rule.
Smart.
That's a great way to live.
Yeah.
Oh, Janet bought a stevia plant.
How nice.
Rachel would kill it.
I would. I would totally kill it. In fact, like, I don't know if Sarah G, you're here. She sent me a picture of like she has a beautiful dove that's in her flower box. And she was like, also, I killed my plant. And I was like, I love you so much because like, yes, I am the worst at killing plants. And anybody else that's like, yep, I also do not have a green thumb is just like, oh, thankfully.
Somebody, I missed it somewhere. Someone said something about Splenda has maltodextrin. Splenda is like 99%, like powdered Splenda. Like that we all grew up with when they, Splenda, you can measure it like regular sugar. That's like 99% dextrose and maltodextrin.
Chris Bear says,
that will destroy you.
I live by the 80-20 ground beef is delicious rule.
Yes.
That is my rule too. Oh, good. Dawn Does Keto says, I kill every single plant too, Rachel. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm not alone. I want to be like Mary T. Mary T is like a master gardener.
All I taste is sucralose now.
And I stink at it.
Janice said your electrolytes are the winner.
You're the wiener.
Yeah, Dawn says Redmond is a very upsetting
when I think about products, I need to think about like what am I trying to get out of it? So when I'm, using Redmond salt, I am trying to get awesome salt. I'm trying to get top tier salt. That's the main thing that I'm trying to get, right? I'm trying to get the minerals and I'm trying to get
I have so much
the
to drink
salt.
here.
I was like, what do you mean, where's your drink? It's all here. And they have the top tier salt, in my opinion. We've been there. We've been in the mine. We've been in the packaging plant. I see their attention to detail. So like that's what sets,
and again,
my
we
mind
see
at
the same
ease.
thing with Element, and I will continue to use Element because I think Element is a good electrolyte.
Same.
And I think Perfect Keto is a good electrolyte. But again, you don't know what's in the other part of their natural flavors. Like Redmond has told you. I appreciate Element for saying what's in theirs. Element has disclosed where their salt comes from. It's solution mining from an underground mine. It's your choice of what you want to have. If you absolutely don't want maltodextrin, use Keto Chow drops. Use the unflavored Element, the unflavored Redmond, or you could, if you want a flavored one, use Perfect Keto.
But I think it's important for us to like take a moment to like, test stuff and see it, because I don't want us like going, into like products and thinking like every single company is like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Like, I'm doing like unscrupulous things, right? Because they're not. They're just not.
A lot of the ones in Costco are.
Yeah. Nice.
Suzanne said bad sleep affects my glucose the most. Yeah, us too. So I will tell you, we have to actually film that video, but the week when we were measuring our glucose and we were just going to sleep whenever we want, like averaging 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, watching TV the entire time, sleeping with the TV on, my glucose was pretty much always in the 90s.
Yeah.
Always in the 90s. I was waking up right around 100, sometimes like 95. As soon as we did a week of turning off the TV as soon as the sun goes down and being under the using our glasses, it immediately dropped down. And even keeping the TV on till like 10 o'clock, but we're watching it through orange or red glasses has dropped my glucose down.
Anthony's got me cracking up so hard over here. He says, trying to eat over my BMR, ate a pound of ground beef with 2 ounces of shaved Brussels sprouts and 2 ounces of avocado. I feel like I ate a small child. I'm so proud of you, though. That's so good.
Let's see. To Fix MJ said, my glucose was 130 during a kidney stone attack. I was fasted when my body was stressed. Yeah,
absolutely.
A pimple will raise your glucose.
Yeah.
If you get a pimple, it'll raise your glucose.
I feel like a pimple inside of my nostril will raise my glucose in a way that a pimple in another part of my face will not raise it.
Kelly said, please publish these results on Mighty Networks. What we should probably do is like actually a blog post on it.
Yeah.
We would have to redo it so that we can actually take pictures and write down results and stuff.
We can do that.
But it's something we can work on. But again, this was like a spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Like literally Rachel finished a coaching call. I was talking to the guy who's helping me set up our podcast.
And we were like,
I was like,
test it.
Let's just do this because I just don't want to see people freaking out. Again, it's not about protecting the company. It's more about, I don't want people freaking out about things. I don't want you to, you're raising your glucose more when you stress about something like this.
Right, absolutely.
Right? I mean, I hate to say that there's even maltodextrin in caking agents in
seasoning.
If you go to the store and buy garlic powder, there's something in there. That's one of the reasons we try to buy most of our stuff from Redmond. Catherine said citrus flavors are high in citric acid. I like the chocolate element in my coffee. No citric acid. Yeah.
I love me some chocolate element in my coffee.
Juju said way more fun than going through flooded items in the garage.
Two
floods in 1 week in my rental
Oh my
basement.
gosh, I'm so
stinks.
sorry. Wow.
Maya said, if anyone is on a diuretic, make sure you are watching your potassium intake. Yes. Rachel's constant smile and great attitude is gold.
Wow. Thanks, Annie.
Okay. Any more before we get off? Maitreya said, I know, but since you awesome bears are here, I would be neglectful to skip asking, what is the likelihood of a winter gingerbread run?
Oh, looking for a future keto chow flavor.
Chris said, so far as I've been able to research, all sweeteners have the same effect on insulin. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose, sucralose. It doesn't matter what kind. It's just that it's sweet. Yeah, that is what I've found too. They said if it's sweet. Some of the stuff that I've read on it is that if you even smell it, well, how are we going to?
How am I going to avoid
that?
smelling it? Have you ever gone to the mall?
I even saw one that their theory was if you think about it, like if you think about,
don't think about it.
We're gonna get everybody's insulin to spike.
Yeah.
Let's think about. What did Pastor say?
Yeah, don't think about a donut.
Don't think about a donut. Do not think about a donut.
Do not.
That's what he was doing in church on Sunday.
Absolutely do not think about it. And it's like, and well, the thing is that you can't. As soon as I say don't think about it, you think about it. The better thing to do is he actually mentioned, now think about the most delicious ribeye or steak, if you like a New York strip, the best steak you ever had. Now think about that. The only way that you can get past not thinking about the donut is stop thinking, like stop trying to force yourself not to think about the wrong thing.
Right.
Try to think about the
What's
right
bad
thing.
is I was sitting in church.
Replace the thoughts.
While he was saying that, and all I could think about was not what his message was this would be really good content for our channel. Because it was all about, think about what you can have, not what you can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Because if you focus on what you can't have, you're going to have a stinky attitude. Right?
Chris, before we get off, he said, if something causes an insulin response and there is not an influx of glucose, then yes, a rise in insulin should cause a drop in glucose. That is my theory. I would love to figure out a way to prove my theory. I really would.
We need a lab coat for Joe and a science
Cindy said, my blood sugar was never raised during any of the sweeteners Chris Pear mentioned. Had to have little packs of stevia this morning, and blood sugar was only 87.
Good to know.
Okay.
But again, test yourself. We don't have to be worried. We can use this stuff. And again, this is like super cheap. You don't even have to put it in your mouth first. You can test it on your own and just be able to be a more confident consumer, right?
Yeah. Oh, Scott said, I can attest to that. Mine was 680, immediately hospitalized.
Wow.
Now I have reversed it.
That's so awesome. I'm so thankful for you, Scott.
Don said, I just remember, wasn't there something where Joe, Chris, and someone else had a coin that they carried and they have to have them on whenever asked? Yes.
You better pack it.
It is already packed.
Pack for tomorrow.
It is already packed. I've actually made it a habit anyway. Rhonda said, after I finish this Relay container, I just purchased I'm going to use only Keto Chow Electrolytes because I need to limit my sweeteners anyway because of the triple B and E challenge.
And it does. It helps with that.
Okay, I'm going to get off because I have to get ready for my draft, which is in 4 minutes.
I hope you get picked up by a good team.
You're
drafting.
I've got a draft.
Oh.
Yes, I'm the white hat.
We'll pick somebody good.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much
for
joining us. This was a fun live stream. We're still doing another live stream. I just don't know
if it's tomorrow or Thursday.
We don't know if it's tomorrow or Thursday. I have to get with my roommate right there and find out like what the plans are for tomorrow. Also, there's a possibility Rachel is meeting with Dr. Seaman tomorrow.
Yes, right? I may have. We will not have
We are willing to fly to Omaha
to have a doctor, have an appointment.
Right.
I don't know if we're going to show that one.
If we can't get into with her even tomorrow, I've already said like we will buy a plane ticket because it would be worth the round trip ticket to go to a doctor who understands the way we eat. Right. Yeah. So. But yeah, we're excited about that. So yeah, the live stream will either be tomorrow or Thursday.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.